Welcome back to the show. We are happy to be joined by Cub Swanson, who takes on Japanese fight legend Tatsuya Kawajiri on Saturday night. Cub, is this just another fight for you? When you look at your placement on the card, normally we expect Cub Swanson to be in main events or co-main events. Second fight of the night, are you approaching it as just another fight for you?
Yeah, I mean, this is it's actually a big fight for me. This is my 30th fight, fighting a Japanese legend, Kawajiri. And, they put me on the Fight Pass portion, and obviously they want to see what I can do as far as, pulling numbers on that. So I accept that task, and the way I see it is it's an exciting fight. I want to get it done. I want to whoop some ass and go eat early in the night with my family.
Hey, Cub, Robin here. I've been watching your growth and you as a fighter for a long time, and as an artist, you do some very special things. Have you noticed over the last year and a half that people are emulating tools that guys like you and Carlos Condit have used, mastering range and timing and broken rhythms, and the type of innovative striking that you've done, people are starting to try to emulate. Are you seeing that?
I would like to take credit for it. I do see things that people use that I feel like are my tools that they have borrowed, but martial arts is everywhere, so it's hard to say who did what, but I just want to be at the forefront of it. I want to be, leading the curve. So if I can continue to do that, that's my best scenario.
And you think of yourself as an artist as much as you're a combat sportsman. What does that mean to you?
It lets me express myself, and what I'm feeling, and I use my physical tools to do that. I've always felt that watching fighters perform and when they can pull off moves that not very many can pull off in the world, and that split second and make it look beautiful and effortless, to me that's like the highest honor of a fighter. And if I can do that on multiple occasions, then that just sets me apart from everyone else.
Cub, is it easy to, when you go into the gym, you're learning tools every single day, you're evolving as a fighter, you're gaining new skills. Is it easy to implement that when you get inside of the cage? You have a new toy that you want to play with that you're mastering in the training room, but can you execute it every time you step inside of the cage?
No, not always. It depends on the opponent, and especially when you're debuting a new move, it takes balls. It starts with an idea. You try it in training, and if it works, then you see if it works when somebody is really going after you. If it works in the real situation, and then the next step is doing it and pulling it off in the fight. And to me, when I teach seminars and stuff like that, and I teach things and people kind of look at me like, I don't know if this works, I'm always telling them, like, look, I did this to this opponent. I know it works. I've pulled it off at the highest level. So trust me, these work. You just have to know how to use it.
And when you make certain things work in a fight, there's an amount of belief in the tool and confidence and freedom to throw it. How can you teach that? Can you teach that?
No, I don't think you could teach it. It's just everyone has their own struggle with their own confidence. So you can give people the tools, and they're going to do what they do with it. And, that's everybody's own journey.
How do you feel that you've grown as a fighter, as a person, as an individual, a teammate, since your days in the WEC and now this new journey in the Ultimate Fighting Championship?
This sport teaches you a lot of painful lessons and has a lot of ups and downs. And like I've been saying all day today, is the sport teaches you how to be a man if you can handle it. And I've learned how to win, I've learned how to lose, and I've learned how to adapt to every situation. So I think if you just keep your eyes open and you see the lessons that are being taught, it can really help you grow. And for me, in particular, I feel like I've grown just leaps and bounds.
I want to touch on something that you just said, that you've learned how to win and lose. Can you elaborate on that? Explain that philosophy?
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're winning, people, want to tell you how great you are, and they want to jump on your bandwagon, and that that doesn't last forever. And there's people that are genuine, and there's people that just want to be around you because you're winning at that moment. And as soon as you lose, a lot of that goes away. So you learn how to just, stay on the even keel. And when you're losing, you don't want to beat yourself up. You can't doubt yourself. You just have to look at the mistakes you made and not lose the confidence, because you're still the great fighter that you were before the loss. You just made mistakes and you have to fix them. So a lot of people will lose confidence, especially in this fight game. You see guys that have never lost before. I mean, look at Ronda Rousey. Look at how far she's fallen just because of that loss. She didn't know how to take it, and I think she's still dealing with it.
When you look at this fight, and I know you're excited for this fight, what are some of the keys to, the conditions we want to create to beat Kawajiri? I know at distance you've got to feel like you've got a huge advantage. What are some of the technical keys for you?
I think just me flowing, me doing my thing. I've worked so much on my takedown defense and in my overall wrestling. I feel very confident, very strong. My grappling. I feel confident everywhere. So I think the key to this fight is just me performing. And I don't necessarily want to keep too much distance. I want to stay in striking range the entire time. So I think he's going to be the guy that runs all the way out, or he's going to run all the way in and try to take me down. So I'm going to try to stay in that middle range and just be right in his face the entire time.
Have we seen the best version of you yet, Cub?
No, you haven't. And that's the reason I'm still fighting.
You're always just searching for the best, most perfect version. When we talk to athletes and we talk to trainers, they talk about perfection, perfection in your performance or technique, but perfection is unattainable.
The thing is you want to know at the end of the day when you're done fighting, just be able to look back and say, I know I had my peak performances. I know. You almost want to you look back at some footage and go, wow, I can't believe I pulled that off. Like, I can't believe I looked that good, with everything that I put in. You don't want to look back and go, man, I know I could have been better if I wouldn't have done this, or I wouldn't have partied so much, or I wouldn't, I don't want those what ifs. So that's what drives me. I know I can be the best version of myself, and that's what I'm striving for, and I know that'll happen. And
it'll be, it's a beautiful thing to keep searching for even more greatness. But are you able to let yourself go back and see some of the spectacular things that you've done? I watch fights for a living, and you've done some incredibly spectacular things.
Yeah, I mean, I've had some great fights that I've also seen some big holes in those in those awesome fights. So, that I could do better. That's always my attitude, and I'll prove it.
One of the things I want to ask, there's so many different teams in mixed martial arts. There's so many different training rooms. Can the success of a team affect an individual? Do you allow somebody, a teammate, training partner, for their successes or their failures inside of the cage to impact what happens to you?
It definitely can, but I think as you grow and mature as a fighter, you learn ways to not let it. Everybody kind of learns and understands how they work, and but yeah, you see it all the time. Especially like good friends that fight on the same card. If one loses earlier on the card, I think the odds are the second guy is going to lose. There's just the odds of it. But like I said, there's ways around it, and it's not a definite thing. It's just something that you have to, mentally work through.
Cub, I hope you have a masterpiece on Saturday night and you enjoy every second of it, man.
I appreciate that. I hope that as well.
Cub Swanson takes on Tatsuya Kawajiri this Saturday night. Cub, best of luck. We'll be rooting for you, my friend.
Thank you, guys. And all I do is want you guys to just tune in and watch, and hopefully I give you that performance that you guys all deserve to watch.